It is an ecological threat to the Okanagan that could have devastating consequences. The BC government says it could only be a matter of time before our lakes and rivers are infested with invasive species of mussels. Today it pledged more than $1 million to fight the pests. That may sound like a lot of money, but as Kelly Hayes reports, local organizations that have been lobbying for action say today's announcement falls short of their expectations.
These little critters are far from home.
And that's the way Environment Minister Mary Pollock wants to keep it. Pollock says the province is investing another $1.3 million in an effort to keep the dreaded zebra and quagga mussels out of our lakes and rivers. Some of that money is going to 3 mobile decontamination units, 6 trained auxiliary conservation officers, and highway signage throughout the province. The province is asking boaters to inspect and power wash their boats when returning from out of province. Pollock says the government wants to help boaters, not hassle them with the new rules and regulations, but if they don't comply,
we will and can resort to fines and other enforcement opportunities if we find someone who's just not willing to comply and has no interest in receiving our help.
So far, BC has been lucky. Pollock says there hasn't been a single case of quagga and zebra mussels in the province. She says there's no doubt that would change if the crackdown didn't happen now.
There is every likelihood that we would see an infestation of these mussels in our waterways. That can affect salmon, that can affect other aquatic life. It certainly would affect those with irrigation on fresh water, certainly would affect BC Hydro, probably in the billions of dollars. Anywhere that there's an intake pipe from fresh water would be vulnerable to an infestation, a blockage, and tremendous costs to deal with that.
It's not quite what we had asked for.
West Kelowna Mayor Doug Finlater is the chair of the Okanagan Basin Water Board. He says the government's announcement today falls short of what the board has been asking for.
We were proposing inspection stations for boats at all the major entry points into British Columbia.
Because, as Finlater says, it's not the province that will be paying more if the zebra and quagga find their way into our waterways.
If they get here, you know who's going to bear the cost of the maintenance on the water and the sewer systems and the docks and the marinas and so on. It'll be local government, it won't be provincial government.
So the word is out to block a tiny invader that could have local taxpayers shelling out millions. Kelly Hayes, Global News, Kelowna.
And the government says infestation of zebra and quagga mussels in BC could end up costing taxpayers an estimated $43 million a year.